Good morning. Day 6,140. 30 days left with kids. Today we begin testing. It's a big day. So I need to get this out of the way even earlier than normal so that I can get focused on the most important thing, which is testing. Today, I think I said it's 6,140, 30 days left. I believe I've already said that. I'm going to talk about money today. I know a lot of people don't want to talk about money, but when I started teaching, I remember when I was in college, everybody would say, all my friends were taking classes to be in business and taking econ classes and all that kind of stuff, and then they'd find out what I was doing, and they would be like, "Why?" Everybody would say this. They would go, "Why do you want to be a teacher? Teachers don't make any money," and we didn't. We made, I think, my first year, I made about $20,000, and there wasn't, you'd get a step increase, about $1,000 a year, that kind of stuff. But we didn't make much money, and I knew teachers didn't make any money. I remember when I was in high school, my coaches coming in the summer, for weight training and stuff like that, and they were all painters, and they'd have on their painters' clothes where they'd paint houses during the summer to try to make some extra money. So, a lot of the states right now. I've looked, I think I got somebody in every state that has watched my videos. And around the United States, there are a lot of people, striking right now and stuff about teacher pay. And I would say that, these states, these people are teaching your kids, and they deserve to make a good living. They work hard. They're under a lot of stress. There's a lot of things that they go through. But when I started, you knew that you wasn't going to get anything. There wasn't any question about it. In college, we didn't have any money. I didn't have much money. We had an apartment at one point in time. We had 6 people living in it. And it was a 2-bedroom, and we had 3 guys that lived in 1 bedroom, and then 1 guy that lived in the living room, and he slept on the couch. And then we had another guy that had the single bedroom, and then he subletted it out to another guy, which we didn't. I wish I'd have thought of that. I'd have subletted it out. I'd made some money. But anyway, he subletted it out to another guy. So there were 2 guys living in that. So there were 6 guys in this one apartment. Most of us worked in restaurants, so that's how we ate. That's how we, were able to get food. But after I had my first interview and I got hired, I stayed home for about a month. And then, because, back then we didn't have the calendars like we got now, so you actually had a 3-month summer. And so, anyway, I stayed home about a month, went to the town where I got the job a couple weeks before football started and got me an apartment. And I want to say the apartment was about $300, maybe $350, something like that. But it was about $300 for the apartment. I had a 1967 Malibu. I don't think I hardly had any clothes. Didn't have air conditioning in the apartment or anything like that. And so I got that, and then we would get paid by we still get paid by the month. That's what we do in Georgia. And so your first month, it's like any other job, your first week you don't get paid. And you get paid the second week. Well, that's fine as long as it's a week. But this was a month. So your first month you don't get paid. And then at the end of the second month is when you get your first paycheck. So I went 2 months without a paycheck. And that period of time, it was just like, but luckily, I wasn't married or anything like that, so it's just me. So I just had to, get something to eat. And so, and like my clothes, I would wash my clothes. Like we had in the field house where the kids, where all the coaching stuff was and all the locker rooms and all that kind of stuff, they had a washing machine and a dryer that we washed all the uniforms and practice stuff in. So that's where I washed my clothes. And I did that for years. I washed my clothes in the washing machine and the dryer that all the kids used for their practice clothes. And I'd fold them. I wasn't just totally terrible. I fold the clothes. Never ironed them. I never ironed anything my whole life. But anyway, we got, I was able to get by with that. And I remember when I got my first paycheck, I just remember thinking, this is literally what went through my mind, is what am I going to do with all this money? How am I going to, that was more money than I could ever imagine my whole life getting. And I said, oh my God, look at all this. And so, of course, by the end of that month, I think I got down, I had about a week left. maybe 2 weeks left, and I think I had about $7 or something, and I was trying to figure out how I was going to eat for a week on $7. But anyway, I made it. I survived, and my one goal in life at that point in time, like I said, I wasn't married. The only thing I wanted to do is I wanted to have a $5,000 truck and a $15,000 bass boat. And you can ask anybody that knows me. You can ask my dad, my mom, my sister, anybody like that. That's what I would tell them. I want a $5,000 boat and I want a boat that's worth 3 times more than what my truck's worth. That was my whole goal. That's all I needed. So anyway, I made it through those first few years. And like I said, we didn't make a lot of money, and teachers still don't make. I feel like now I make pretty good money. But I mean, I'm an administrator. I have 2 degrees, or like 3 degrees, and I get paid for that. And Georgia has made a commitment. I remember when Zell Miller was governor, he gave us, well, the state of Georgia, not Zell Miller by itself, but they gave us, I want to say, 4 years in a row of raises, and I want to say 3 of them were like 6% raises. Georgia made a commitment back in the 90s that they were going to pay their teachers, a decent salary, and I think they do. If I look at the states around us, I believe that they do.